The following is a production of Neural Network Media and is completely AI generated. It is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only.
You're listening to Walt.
And I'm Rick.
Ashley Thorne here.
And I'm Will Sterling.
We have an important show today. The complexity is, well, it's multifaceted, roughly speaking.
It's a total war for your mind, folks.
Let's be real. It's just another Monday in a world that's forgotten how to be normal.
It is a busy lineup. We've got accountability battles in D.C., the Supreme Court looking at your phone data, and a royal visit in the middle of a literal assassination attempt. Yesterday, we were talking about that horrific kill list in Virginia and the SPLC finally getting hit with indictments. The walls are closing in on the chaos, but the chaos is pushing back.
It's the tragedy of the collapse of our shared values. It's no joke, man.
It's never a joke when the vampires are at the door, Walter. Let's get into it.
I want to start with the architecture of our most vital systems, our hospitals. Roughly speaking, when you go to a doctor, you assume the hierarchy is based on competence, right? You want the person who can fix your heart, not the person with the most fashionable grievances.
That's a big assumption these days, Walter.
It's terrifying. You see, the advocacy group Do No Harm just filed formal civil rights complaints against Beacon Health System and Valley Health. Why? Because they're operating scholarship programs that literally exclude students based on their race. It's a manifestation of the devouring mother archetype, trying to care by destroying the meritocratic structures that actually save lives.
Wait, so these are non-profit hospitals?
Yes, that's the thing.
So they get these massive tax breaks to serve the community? And instead of, treating sick people, they're building DEI bureaucracies?
They're diverting the lifeblood of the people into social engineering. Listen to me. A 2025 study found that over half of these nonprofit hospitals received $11.5 billion more in tax benefits than they actually provided in community investments. It's a scam. It's a globalist shell game.
It's actually worse when you look at the numbers. Nonprofit hospitals spend about $2.30 per hundred on charity care. For-profit hospitals, the evil ones, spend $3.80.
It's bloody heartbreaking. We are sacrificing the training of our young physicians on the altar of postmodern neo-Marxism. These institutions are abandoning their primary mission. And it's not just hospitals. New York City just released a racial equity plan. It's a whole-of-government approach to socialist redistribution, led by Zoran Mamdani.
Mamdani! The guy is a radical! He wants to turn the Big Apple into a Marxist laboratory!
He basically wants to legislate outcome. They're calling it the True Cost of Living Report. It's a linguistic shell game, Walter, just like you always say. They redefine poverty to include anyone who isn't living a middle-class lifestyle on the taxpayer's dime.
I mean, really. Think about it. Why are they doing this now, when the city is literally buckling under the weight of the migrant crisis and the wolf pack gangs?
Because when you can't provide actual order, you provide ideological purity. It's a way of masking the incompetence of the leadership. It's the chaos dragon, and it's swallowing the infrastructure of the city whole.
Speaking of infrastructure, let's talk about the guys actually trying to clean the pipes. J.D. Vance has officially stepped in as the fraud czar.
The hammer! Vance is going after the leeches!
He really is. He's leading this White House task force to eliminate fraud. And they aren't just looking at pennies. They're looking at these high-trust systems, like SNAP and Medicaid, where the previous administration basically just left the vault open and walked away.
Let's be real. They didn't just walk away. They invited the looters in.
Literally. Vance is focusing on Minnesota right now. The state government there is actually refusing to turn over SNAP enrollment rolls to the feds. They're hiding the data. So Vance, in a totally common sense move, is halting certain Medicaid funds to the state until they comply.
It's about time. Minnesota is the epicenter of these fake autism center scams. They're stealing hundreds of millions while kids go without real care. You want to talk about super male vitality? It's having the backbone to tell a governor, no data, no dollars.
It's interesting, isn't it? The concept of social trust. If people believe the system is being looted, they stop participating in the civic contract. They become resentful. And resentment is the bread and butter of the radical left.
And while that's happening, we've got this battle in the Senate over the Save America Act. They want to ensure that only citizens are voting in federal elections. Groundbreaking stuff, right?
Excuse me? The fact that we even have to debate this is proof the ruling class hates the average American.
They literally do. The Senate rejected the bid to revive it, but Vance is framing this as part of the broader restoration. He's even linking it to the physical restoration of national monuments for the 250th anniversary. It's a metaphor. You fix the foundation of the building, and you fix the foundation of the law.
Woo! They don't want a foundation. They want a swamp they can sink us in. But the white papers are out there. Vance is hitting California next. Raided a $50 million hospice fraud ring in L.A. last week. People are going to jail, folks. The party is over.
Speaking of Los Angeles, let's look at the urban exodus. It's not just a trend for the middle class anymore. The people who are the brand of these cities are jumping ship.
Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill. He was on the Smart List podcast this weekend. He's moved to a small town in San Diego. He says he wants to raise his kids somewhere where people treat him like a person, not a commodity.
He wants to escape the frequency of the city. L.A. is a biohazard of bad energy and crime.
It's a safety crisis, Ray. Look at Times Square. A gang called Los Diablos de 42, an offshoot of that Venezuelan Tren de Aragua gang, just attacked 2 NYPD officers with scooters and makeshift weapons. Some of these kids were 12 years old.
What is going on here? 12-year-old wolf packs attacking the police in the middle of the crossroads of the world?
And in Brooklyn, we have an 18-year-old who just threw her newborn out of a second-story window. This is the reality of the progressive paradise. When you remove the guardrails of culture and family, you get nihilism.
It's the tragedy of the lost individual. When you don't give young people a sense of responsibility, a sense of the divine spark within them, they become agents of chaos. It makes me want to weep, honestly. To see a 12-year-old as a foot soldier for a transnational gang? That's a failure of the most fundamental moral hierarchy.
It's by design, Walter. They want the cities to be unlivable so they can move everyone into 15-minute digital prisons. It's the globalist playbook. I've been saying it for years.
Well, people are voting with their U-Hauls. If you have the means, you leave. If you don't, you're stuck in a racial equity plan that doesn't help you get a job. It just tells you why you're a victim.
All right. Let's talk about the digital dragnet. This is huge, people. Today, right now, the Supreme Court is hearing Chatry versus United States.
This is the geofence warrant case. It's bloody complicated from a Fourth Amendment perspective.
No, it's simple. It's a general warrant. The government goes to Google and says, tell us every single person who was within a 5-block radius of this bank robbery. They don't have a suspect. They have a map. And they're turning everyone in that map into a suspect.
It's a reverse warrant. It's lazy policing.
Is it lazy or is it just efficient? I mean, think about it. If they can catch a bank robber by looking at a digital map, isn't that what we want?
At the cost of your soul, Will? Your location is your private life. Google saw these requests jump from 1,000 to 11,000 in 2 years. 25% of all legal demands to Google are now these digital dragnets. It's a total surveillance state.
There is a balance between order and privacy, but this feels like it tips into the panopticon. If the state has the power to retroactively track every movement of every citizen, the concept of the sovereign individual is effectively dead. You see? You're no longer a person. You're a data point in a state-controlled grid.
Well, the Fifth Circuit already ruled them unconstitutional. If SCOTUS follows suit, it's a massive win for common sense. But while we're talking about the executive reset, we have to mention the ICE expansion.
$45 billion?
$45 billion. They're moving beyond just the border. They're looking at immigration removals as a core function of national security. It's a return to the rule of law. If you're here illegally, you go home. It's not hate. It's a border.
It's the great father archetype reasserting the boundary. Without a boundary, there is no house.
And without a house, the globalists just walk in and sit at your table.
Before we get back to the analysis, let's deal with a hard reality. Real independence isn't free. This entire network, from this show to our flagship, The Neural Daily, exists because one man, Eric Christensen, decided to build it himself. He didn't ask for a government grant. He invested his own capital and technical expertise to architect a media platform that respects your intelligence. If you value that kind of meritocratic building, back it up. And don't limit yourself to just the politics. Get the full strategic picture by subscribing to the Neural Daily and the rest of the network. Support the builder, and you support the mission.
All right, let's get to the main event. We have a cultural crossroads that just turned violent again.
Cole Thomas Allen. He is the educator.
Literally, a 31-year-old educator from Southern California. He was caught at the White House Correspondents' Dinner on Saturday with a shotgun, a handgun, and knives.
A shotgun at a black tie dinner? How did he think that was going to go?
He was a registered hotel guest at the Hilton. He sent a manifesto to his family saying he was going to fix the world by targeting administration officials. And his digital footprint? It was filled with vitriolic anti-Trump and anti-Christian posts.
The resistance rhetoric. They call us fascists. They call the president a traitor. And then they act shocked when one of their brainwashed foot soldiers picks up a 12-gauge. It's a permission structure for murder.
It's deeply disturbing. This man was an educator. He was responsible for the minds of children. And he was consumed by an ideology of resentment so profound that he was willing to commit a mass casualty event to fix the world. That's the ultimate arrogance. That's the spirit of Cain.
And let's look at the double standard. If this guy had anti-woke posts, it would be the only story on the news for a month. But since he's part of the resistance, they'll talk about mental health and lonely wolves.
I mean, really? Why is this being downplayed? He almost breached a room filled with the entire D.C. ruling class.
Because the ruling class is protected by the Secret Service, while we're left to the wolf packs in Times Square. It's a tiered society.
But there is a counter-movement, a glimmer of hope, roughly speaking. A recent survey shows that Gen Z is actually leading a belief that a spiritual revival is coming to America.
Gen Z? The TikTok generation?
Yes, because they are the most miserable. They've been fed a diet of digital ash and ideological poison, and their souls are starving. They're turning back to traditional faith because the modern world has failed them. They're looking for a foundation that isn't made of sand.
They're looking for the truth with a capital T. The globalists can't kill the human spirit, no matter how much brain force they try to suppress.
It's a fascinating split. You have the radicalized educator with the shotgun, and then you have the 19-year-old at a prayer meeting. It's a choice between death and life. And speaking of high-stakes cultural moments, King Charles is in town.
Ha! Perfect timing.
Right? He arrived today. First state visit of the second Trump term. He's going to address a joint meeting of Congress tomorrow. First time a British monarch has done that since the 90s.
He's here to talk about the Iran war. London is terrified. They want restraint while we're busy hitting drug boats in the Pacific and trying to stop a regional conflagration.
It's a charm offensive. The UK and the US are at odds over how to handle Tehran. Trump is maximum pressure, and Charles is, well, he's a gardener who wants everyone to get along.
He actually toured the expanded White House beehive today. I'm not even making that up.
They're talking about bees while the world is on fire. We just killed 2 people on a drug boat in the Eastern Pacific. It's an armed conflict against the cartels, and the King of England is looking at honey?
It's symbolic, Ray. It's the special relationship, trying to find a stable frequency in an unstable world. But the shadow of that shooting on Saturday hangs over the whole visit. The security is at the highest level in history.
It has to be. When educators are showing up with shotguns to fix the world, no one is safe. The ruling class is literally hiding under the tables while King Charles has tea in the green room. What a world.
It's a crazy world, Will. But we have the white papers. We see the patterns.
And we're not going to stop talking about them. Life is hard, people. Get a helmet.
And clean your room. Take some responsibility for the chaos in your own heart before you try to fix the world with a shotgun. It's no joke.
That's the truth. We've covered a lot of ground today. From the looting of our hospitals to the digital dragnets of the Supreme Court to the royal beehives and the would-be assassins.
Don't let them win. Stay vigilant. Get your brain force.
Stay sane, everyone. Seek the truth, even when it's bloody complicated.
We'll be back tomorrow to do it all again.
Keep your eyes open. They hate you, but we're here to tell you why.